A metaphor that is always fitting when visiting New Zealand are the Lord of the Rings movies, which of course were recorded in this country. In these movies, Gandalf took a motley crew of hobbits and other creatures and walked across various mountains to get eventually to Mount Doom and do his business in the volcano. Yet he could have taken the birds that are presented later in the movie and just flown and avoided the ordeal altogether, albeit making for a shorter movie. Today we are doing what Gandalf should have done. We are flying across the mountains rather than walking on them. And this is our ride for today. Our plane takes off from Lake Tekapo, which lies pretty much smack bang in the middle of the South Island. It lies about halfway on the drive between Christchurch and Queenstown, which makes it a perfect stop if you're planning on renting a car in Christchurch and driving north towards Queenstown. We chose to spend a couple of nights here, but if you're planning on going on any hikes, you might want to spend a little bit more time. The most curious thing about Lake Tekapo is that it seems to have more Chinese restaurants than Shanghai. Seriously, the center of this town is just packed with Chinese restaurants, of course catering to the pretty abundant amount of Chinese tourists that you'll see all over New Zealand. We found it difficult to get a table around 6-7 in the evening for dinner time, so a tip if you're here, book your dining experience ahead of time. Speaking of booking, we kind of stumbled across the sales offices for this flight, which you will find in the center of Lake Tekapo. Not the lake, but the city on the side of the lake. And if you think those directions are vague, don't worry, the center of Lake Tekapo village isn't very large, you'll easily find it. The staff there is very helpful in explaining the various options you have for the various trips they offer, and honestly, if you're considering doing this, I'd drop by there and just book something while I'm there. And by the way, they offer helicopter rides as well. Our plane had room for 7 passengers and 1 pilot. The pilot also acted as a guide, and I must say he was absolutely magnificent in his job. Would I recommend going on this flight? Absolutely, and I have 3 good reasons. First of all, as you can see, the views are absolutely magnificent. Second, the guiding by our pilot adds a lot to the trip. He explains the various mountains, glaciers, lakes. And third, how often do you get the chance to fly a small plane like this across terrain like you see here? Naturally, walking will be cheaper, but the hour in the sky that we got here, if it's within your budget, go for it. But don't take my word for it. Sorry, I sound like an infomercial now. I'll slam on some relaxing music and let you enjoy the views, and you can decide for yourself if this trip is worth it.
to Lake Tekapo Airport. All okay there, guys? Great, big smiles, good to see. Thanks very much, you've got a wonderful day up there, really beautiful conditions with the fresh snow as well.